Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. Apparently, South Park, The Streaming Wars came out yesterday, and I completely did not realize that because every day now, like a new thing comes out, or multiple new things come out, and there's so much stuff coming out that it's hard to keep track to even like review. And I didn't even see on Facebook where I usually on Facebook I usually see like notifications from South Park that there's a new thing coming out, and so I never really have to worry. But I did not realize that, so I apologize for being a day late. But yesterday, anyway, I had two huge videos to release, and today I have two other videos I have to release as well. So there's so much shit I have to review. It's such a oh. But the thing is that this is a tip that if you're a reviewer on YouTube, what you want to do is review as many things as possible because it gives you more chances to win and more chances to get higher in the YouTube algorithm. It's just like what I said about Better Call Saul, how they should have a lot more episodes because now for this season 6 they had three good episodes and four bad episodes. And if they had had more episodes, they would have had more chances to have a better liked season. So, anyways, this South Park special, I started off really not liking it at all. In fact, I was worried that I was going to have to give something South Park related a very bad review. Because whenever I give a South Park thing a bad review, it always brings trouble. Like, no matter how valid, and that's for anything really, no matter how valid your criticisms are, whenever you give a bad review of something, you always bring trouble, unfortunately. And it's really a result of, for the past 10 years, you've had all these big time reviewers, and they have this thing where, you can't be negative at all, you can't criticize, you can't be honest, because they're sellouts and because they're shills for these companies, and that's just the thing that people don't know. And so they're not negative about anything, and it made this whole audience of people negative towards people who are honest and negative. And honestly, this started out pretty bad. It started out like, what is this? Like, I don't even. Is this like a Chinatown parody? Well, the thing is, I've never seen Chinatown before, but I do know the basic plot a little bit from just hearing spoilers over the years. All these older movies, you just casually hear spoilers all over the place. There's no there's no surprise or discovery in these older classics because you already know what happens. I already know how the movie fucking ends, so why even bother watching it? And I guess that's what this episode was. It was like a Chinatown parody. I guess I have a feeling of confusion with this South Park special. I'm not angry about it. I'm not negative towards it. I think that it is pretty good. It definitely got better and better towards the end. And there are some funny jokes here and there. The thing with calling Randy Karen, I thought that was really funny. And they didn't do it too much. They didn't run that joke into the ground too much like they could have easily. South Park, they easily could have. But there was one big issue I had with the episode, which was the new characters. I really did not like any of the new characters. I did not like the water inspector. I did not like the rich guy, the Mr. Furthers, or whatever the fuck his name was. And I didn't like the PP guy the most. I mean, wow. what a trash character. I mean, he just completely talk about over the top. I mean, he was ooh. He was not very good. Like he was just horribly unfunny and such a wasted character. And then the thing at the end where he's like, I'm turning pee-pee into water and selling it to everyone. Like, ugh. Like, just, well, I mean, ugh. That was so unfunny and just stupid. And, ugh, I thought that was stupid. That whole ending with the. I did not like that part. I did not like that. I thought that's another thing is that a lot of people talk to me about South Park's humor being a lot smarter now, and they talked to me about that with one of the specials. I can't remember which one, but it was like because I said that the older episodes were a lot better in some ways. I can't remember which episode it was for though. And I don't really think that all the older episodes are better, but in general they were a lot funnier and but I still do like a lot of the newer stuff, especially the the post pandemic special. That's easily one of the best South Park things ever. But this person said that South Park's humor has gotten smarter and it's not just shit and fart jokes anymore. And I challenged that person to, look at this episode and really tell me, is this smart humor? Like, is this, and not to say that it's bad humor, but is it smarter than the earlier seasons by having this whole plot where you have a guy named PP and he's got like a yellow coat on and at the end he's selling pee to everyone to drink? Like, is that smarter than the early seasons? Like, is that really smarter or is that just bullshit? So I have to say that too. Like, I thought that was funny that they had this whole stupid joke, and I thought that was just, I don't know. Like, I'm just so confused about like why this was made. I was confused because there wasn't really the only plot that I really cared about in the whole episode was the fact that Cartman was trying to get away out of the hot dog place, which I'm so glad that they're making an effort of some kind to get out of that shitty ass setting because I really hate it and I don't want to see it any longer. Excuse me, sorry. And he does this whole scheme where it is pretty funny. He tricks the guys into letting him help them make these popsicle boats, and that was another funny thing was watching them make these shitty popsicle boats, and then you have Butters, and Butters is just eating like a million popsicles. Like Butters was hilarious in this episode without like hardly doing anything. Like that's all he had to do is just sit there and almost get drunk off of eating popsicles and I don't know, I thought that was funny. And Cartman tricks them and he's like, "My mom needs a surgery." Wink wink. A breast implant surgery that he wants her to get. And there is sort of like a negative thing in this episode too. Uh, it is pretty funny, but it's still kind of ugh. It feels, I don't know. In comparison to that school shooting episode they did, this feels a little bit more like uncomfortable for me. The way that they bring up the issue of how children can get this abusive surgery where they can get like these gender surgeries and they can, mutilate themselves even though they're not 18. And just to think how sickening and disgusting that is, it's really, I don't like that at all. And so the fact that they kind of used that in this episode, it ended up being pretty funny, but it gave me a really negative feeling. Uh, and it is a real issue, too, the fact that children can get that type of surgery. They should not be allowed to do that whatsoever until they're 18 or 21, probably, since you can't drink alcohol at 18. And if you can mutilate yourself, but you can drink alcohol, but you can't drink alcohol, then that's just bullshit. So it should be 21 and above. Sorry. And what else about the episode? I mean, it was about, like, I was sort of confused about the whole plot. Like, I didn't really, I don't know, like, a lot of the plot I was just kind of checked out. Like, I didn't really care very much about what was going on. There was, like, a water shortage, and there's, like, these streaming services where they have boat races or something. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I really didn't care. I gotta be honest. Like, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying to. Really tried to get into whatever this plot was, but I really just don't care. It was sort of a big waste of time, in my opinion. Like, it should have been more focused on getting Cartman out of the hot dog house. And there was another funny moment too where Randy was talking to his son, and he finds out his son is working for another streaming service, and he like calls his son a bunch of names, and it's really funny. He just like straight up just cusses him out, and that was funny. So overall, like, I really don't know what else there is to say. Like, I enjoyed it for the most part. Like, it was a nice thing to watch. You know, there wasn't really any agendas in it. There wasn't any lecturing or telling you what to think like a lot of modern shows and films. So I'll give it that. But still, I can't give it too high of a praise because I just really didn't care about it. I would give this streaming war special a C plus, and that's being or a B minus maybe if I'm feeling really generous. I just don't really see the purpose of it. I think that it sort of felt to me like the people who made South Park watched Chinatown one night while they were getting high, and then they just decided to make this special. Like, it didn't really feel like there was a genuine idea that warranted making this special. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like this has to be where the story goes so that we can go here, here, and here. And they have the whole stuff with, you know, Tegrity weed and the token guy's weed, and that stuff really wasn't interesting. So overall, I would say this was a pretty mixed bag, but I still enjoyed it, and I still would recommend, if you want something to watch, then just go ahead and check this out, because if you have Paramount Plus, it's free. So it's on there. You can just watch that, or I think you could get a free trial and then cancel, or you could pirate it. You know, just if you want something to watch, you know, it's a decent thing to watch, especially if it's a rainy day and you don't really have anything to watch or do. So, please like this video, comment, tell me what you thought of the special, because I know a lot of people probably loved it, which is fine. You know, people can have different opinions about different things. Like, just because this channel is a review channel, and that most of the time I like that people agree with me, that doesn't mean that people can't have different opinions, especially when it comes to comedy, which is the most subjective thing in the universe. Like, I bet a lot of people found this really funny, and I think that was another issue, was that I thought it was smart writing, but it wasn't very funny. You know, I thought it could have been funnier. So, and then please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more South Park reviews. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.